Hey, how you doing? We're out in the woods. You can't really see because it's rainy and dark, but if you could see, there's a lot of woods. How you doing? How you been? It's been a rough COVID for most people, huh? I hope you're hanging in there. We are, somehow. It's not very glamorous when I'm choking at the beginning of the podcast, is it? Sorry about that. Anyway, if you're here, you must know we get sidetracked a little bit. And that's today. We don't get into Philippians till much later. But when we do, it fucking rules. And that's probably why you're also still here. Anyway, we love you. Okay, let's do this shit.
Are we going?
Yeah, we're going.
Yeah. Hey, look at that.
Yeah.
Hey, here we are.
Here we are. We got a crow.
Ooh, ooh. You know, if it was any other bird carcass, I might feel a little better about blaspheme and taking the Lord's name in vain and all that stuff. Because if I'm not mistaken, at one point, Satan was in God's good graces, right?
Yeah, he was like the best of his angels.
Yeah, he's like the higher. And so is there any reality, and I'm asking you as a schooled professional, where I say so much negative shit about God that he gets in touch with the devil and they fucking fire this thing back up and reanimate it, and all of a sudden it's clawing our eyeballs out?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
is there any biblical proof? What do you call that? What do you call it when you're like a precedent? Biblical precedents?
Yeah. Well, there's verses that you have to interpret.
Yeah.
But one of them is Jesus warns against blaspheming the Holy Spirit. And it says, all sins of man shall be forgiven, but blasphemy. Yeah. So, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Like, as a kid, I'd be like, ugh. And then,
So,
God works with Satan,
Yeah.
right? Because Satan goes into the throne room. Look at this. I'm holding a fluffy pillow.
Papa. I should have brought the dog.
Dude.
I should have brought Arnold.
Yeah.
I almost did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is fucking pretty, huh?
No, this is great. This is
fucking
astounding.
crazy.
Is that red light? That's on the phone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, this is fucking titty.
Yeah.
As Kelly Wheeler would say, this is titty city. Yeah.
That's a fucking
Yeah.
Wheeler rules. But that, I mean, like,
I think we should
Satan
lean
might
in.
work with God.
Since we've taken we've taken
Too
a
much
year
time.
off. We took a year
We
off,
took a year
and in
off.
that time, I think it's become almost just like mainstream accepted that aliens
Okay.
were angels. Angels were aliens, and the Anunnaki, and now there's like another another brand of from the skies came, but you just see it like everybody, and maybe it's because I'm prone to it on my Instagram.
The
feed.
algorithm's been
Yeah.
trained. Yeah.
But I think that I think we should just start saying it out loud that the aliens came here in the angels, aliens. It's not even that different a word, really.
It's not.
And there were a bunch of hookers, and all these women were just the women here obviously are very beautiful and horny.
That's in Enoch.
Horny.
Remember
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Remember we read that?
They want to take it from the.
They
How can you say no? We can't say no. How could they?
So is Earth just like so Earth
It's like
a happy ending
a
massage
universal
parlor?
strip club.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like a hands-on strip. It's like it's the universal champagne room.
Or it could be more like that fucking Mr. Hands thing. It could be more like they come and fuck the monkeys.
Mr. Hand from Fast Times?
From Enumclaw, that guy with the horse.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, no. Yeah, like they just come
An
in. Oh, fuck the
intergalactic
monkeys, right?
sex
It's
zoo.
sex farm. Yeah, sex farm woman. Yeah, no, maybe that's it. Maybe, or maybe that's what they set up here.
People who believe in Jesus must be so mad right now after listening to this. But I think you bring up good arguments.
It's sort of that thing with the Dennis Hopper and Christopher Walken scene in True Romance,
Oh God.
where Christopher, like, Dennis Hopper says he doesn't know where his son Christian Slater went.
Yeah.
And Christopher Walken's like, look, I'm Sicilian, and Sicilians are the best liars, and we know the pantomime. I know you're lying, so just tell me where he is before I do some damage you won't come back from. And Dennis Hopper realizes he's fucked. He's like, I read history.
Yeah.
That shit fascinates me.
He's like kind of
You're
Winston.
great. Yeah. Can I take one of those Chesterfields now?
Yeah.
And he tells that story about how, like, the Moors conquered Sicily and did so much fucking that they changed the bloodline of Italians from blonde hair and blue eyes to dark hair and dark skin. And at the end, he's like, so if that's true, you tell me, am I lying? And that's the thing that, like, these Christians can get mad and be upset, but are we being dishonest? Are we lying?
Shrouded in fucking
We're not like,
truths.
and you can call it blasphemy, but maybe that's just because it's true.
Yeah.
Maybe that blaspheme, and that's the last line of defense on what you're not allowed to do and can't be forgiven for, is because after, like, then you're just on the truth.
I mean, that's where we all should stay if we can. I mean, if aliens are real, how is it not? You already called that like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. How is it? They're the same stories.
Yeah. They're the same stories.
The same story.
And all the stuff, all of the like the, I mean, the internet is fucking up organized religion all day long. All you see anymore is like, look, this reptilian master creature is carved in Turkey. The exact same guy's carved in Ecuador. The exact same guy's carved underwater at the base of the mountains in Japan. It's like and they got their little pocketbook. They got their little wristband.
They got the little bag they bring.
The little pocketbook. Yeah. They're for the
Yeah. But also too, I fall for shit. So it's like, if I see like a pointy mountain in Antarctica, I'm like, so it's like, what's fucking real?
Okay, so that was the thing. I remember like 10 years ago, they found pyramids in Bosnia.
Oh, yeah.
And then they said that was a hoax.
Yeah.
And now everyone's like, no, those are totally pyramids. So what is it?
Like it. And all that LiDAR shit in fucking South America where it's like showing all the old roads and foundations. And it's like...
Yep.
But like Christianity's booming.
Booming?
Booming.
Oh, God. Why?
Jordan Peterson, probably.
Is he Christian?
Oh, he's super Christian.
What?
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, man. He's like, he thinks it's going to save everything. I couldn't finish his new book. I actually really like the guy.
Why is
not
he,
all of them, but
why is he Christian? I thought he was an intelligent person.
Hey, well, that's the logic and faith often don't go hand in hand. He thinks it's like the only way to save humanity is what it seems to be. He's like all in.
Okay, but the part where how do you like how big the universe is, like everything, not just like how big everything is. God made a little teeny sun. Like, I mean, like,
see, if the universe is that big, the God thing makes sense to me, though.
It makes
just
sense
to be up, yeah, right?
Why?
Because have you ever seen Men in Black? Remember Men in Black, that movie?
Yeah, a long time
At the
ago.
end of it, they've got everything figured out, and they're like walking through their fucking top secret program, and everything's hunky dory, and it zooms out, and it keeps zooming out, and it keeps zooming out. And it turns out that they're in a little marble that a different alien species has played marbles with his friends on like a school ground.
See, that totally makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But then there's no God.
Well, God just might be a fucking special needs kids from a different universe that like is
A
playing
different reality.
marbles with
Different
us
reality.
right now.
Yeah. No, that's, I told us,
Yeah.
I sign up for that. I just like, I think it's got to be a simulation. I think it's got to
It
be a
feels really
simulation.
real.
No, it's definitely real to
Pain.
us.
Yeah, pain is
reality,
like
your reality is your reality. I don't think there's no fucking with that.
yeah. There's no going away from pain when it's happening to you.
But the part where the enormity of it and the small what's the opposite of enormity? Small, the minuscule, the minutia of it, like the throw of that is more than our brains can understand, and what was there before it happened. You know what I mean? It's like so
I
so
smoked
that
weed. I'm fucking up with you.
That's why I can't do this. Like, if we were both smoking weed, we'd just be like, wait a fucking minute.
Just like I have hands. Just 45 minutes of us staring.
But if I was bigger, would my hands be the same size?
But if it is that we live in that absurdity.
Yeah.
But it does make me feel like you should be going outside on sunny days more and like jumping in rivers and shit.
Because why?
Why not, man? Look how big the earth is. Just live your life. Smell smells. Eat good food.
Yeah. No, for real. Try to stay. Abs.
Abs are in the kitchen. Abs are in the kitchen. Yeah, right. Like we're a speck of dust floating in nothingness, and people are working really hard to be able to finance a Beamer.
Right.
Like,
Really?
fucking-
Take that money and
let's trade Affinity for this fucking TV I can't afford right now. Yeah, but the Bible works, right? And like the Christian surge kind of makes sense to me in this absurdity.
I don't know what the Christians. Oh, the surging of Christianity.
Well, in social media, because now, like for instance, for me, I have a hard time because if you say you're a Christian, I think you have to do what the Bible says, or at least least what Jesus says.
Well,
at the least.
But I think I'm not sure we've made this parallel before, but I think Christianity now is actually like literally now. Like literal actually means the opposite
How the people
of
do,
yeah. So like if people say they're Christian, they are actually exactly the opposite of what Christian used to mean. The same way that Gen Z and millennials use literally in exactly the opposite of its original meaning.
That's why my brain breaks. That's why like when I hear comedians, everyone should be able to believe whatever the fuck they want. But when I see people flexing Jesus on social media, I'm like,
well,
you're not going to do it in your bank account. You're not going to do it in your actions throughout the day. You're not going to.
No.
You're not going to.
No, see, that's too outward.
You can't have sex with anyone but your wife.
No. See, that's outward. I'm a Christian in my heart, and in my thoughts, I'm Christian.
Yeah. It's like the fucking. I've been watching. I get my algorithm goes crazy, and I don't know what podcast it is, but it seems to be like two different sides of an issue, and it's all these OnlyFans girls, and it's like, and they're arguing Christianity, that they're Christian. And it's like, God bless OnlyFans girls. Hey, I ain't slut shaming at all. That rules.
No,
but like, there is a dichotomy there that breaks my brain because the Bible's like has these really clear. I don't want to say guidelines.
But Jesus would be hanging out with all of those women.
Amen.
God bless America.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Okay, so maybe that's not a good. Maybe that's just more funny, low hanging fruit there. But like, what's a celebrity? Even Chris Pratt. I fucking love Chris Pratt.
And he's very religious, right? He's like
Peg. I don't know. Can you be that religious and be that successful and ripped? Like,
I think he can.
There's no place in Thessalonians that goes like, make sure your carb intake is, make 2 HIIT workouts every other.
Yeah, like so. No. Have your fitness expenditure exceed the gross national product of all poor people put together.
Yeah, and I guess there is a way you could say, because like Jesus commands you to go reach people with the gospel, and throughout the New Testament, there's a lot that's like you should essentially align your life to be as maximally effective at reaching people for the truth. If your friend was standing in the road and a truck was barreling down at him, wouldn't you want to push him out of the way? So in a sense, if you make your beacon really high, and then Chris Pratt is a good thing that's reaching a bunch of people, maybe that's what he's saying, or maybe that's how he feels. But for me, it's like there's always the money thing, because Jesus fucking hates money. Well, Jesus doesn't want you having money at all.
Right. Well, my dad, who is of course devout Catholic, I asked him one day about because this was before the interwebs or before anything, but there were still TV evangelists. I'm like, what's the deal with those, Mr. God boy? Mr. Jesus on the third day he rose again in fulfillment of the scriptures. What the fuck? What about these guys in their fucking light blue suits and their fucking flipped hair and the And he said they reach some people. They reach some people, and maybe if it's even though they take that woman's money,
like a drone strike.
There's a lot of collateral damage.
There was some kids at that wedding, but
there's you know what? The collateral damage is positive in this case. Yeah, exactly. like a drone strike. Dad, you mean like a drone strike? God, I wish there'd have been drones then. I totally would have said that. That's fucking brilliant. I'm gonna ask him that. I'm gonna see him this weekend, and I'm gonna say, hey, Dad, remember when you said that? My buddy Leif was like, you mean like a drone strike? At a wedding?
It's like fucking, yeah. There was some dancing, but we got him.
Well, I mean, most of it was, the dancing was more kind of like erratic, and it was after the strike. Like when they were, the bodies were on fire, so they were trying to, it was mostly involuntary.
Oh, it's so sad. And see, that's when I think of religion and the church and all that shit. That's what I think of. I think of like horror. Yeah, basically, it's like, well, because not to be rude, because I know a lot of good Christians. Every church I've ever been in has a lot of cool people, amazing humans that sit in the pews, and they're like good humans. Like,
that's fine.
They will fucking help you move.
We're not judging people's faith.
Yeah. But if you work in the church at all, or if you ever hang around any of like you become a deacon,
infrastructure.
It's fucking.
We're not back in the organized part. And the thing is, now, look, again, if we're saying now that we're like the pyramids, that shit, the lidar and the coils going down. A mile.
I got to get more data on that too. I need to know.
It's like if those things were like energy sources, I don't know, man.
Yeah, those things are energy sources.
Bruh.
And fucking Moses is there making his stick a snake. That'd be like
wow,
me
cool,
pulling my
you made
thumb
it. Yeah.
off in front of fucking Albert Einstein. Like, hey guys,
oh, look, I made a stick into a stick. and he's levitating giant blocks. Oh, you got me there. Yeah, exactly. That sort of shit where it's like, look, okay, yeah.
Wouldn't you want that guy fucking too? Wouldn't you want that guy procreating? Which one that can levitate blocks?
Yeah, yes, I would. Yes, I would.
You would have wanted. We get the stick, we get the thumb trick guy.
Yeah. The angry thumbstick guy.
He writes
Not only does he just do that, he's like, and you will fucking worship my thumb trick. If you don't if you talk any shit about my thumb trick, you'll be smited, and all of your bloodline will be smited for eternity.
You'll burn.
You'll burn eternally.
There's this apocryphal book that we should read where I can't remember because I'm high, but it goes through hell, and like I can't remember what you do, but one of the bad things, the punishment is like you get burned alive and then your skin regenerates. so it could be burned again. So it's just like
That's just fucking ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. That's, you know what it is? That's a spell. That's a witch's spell. And now we're talking about witchcraft. And it's like, that's a whole different thing, man.
Yeah, because Satan in the Old Testament.
And wait a second.
It's kind of cool.
Wait a second. You don't have skin in the afterworld. Your body's dead. So mentally they give you skin?
See, there's a lot of
There's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah,
there's a beverage involved for sure.
Yeah, fucking call Hank and receiving. we need
We're gonna need more skin. We need 400,000 more skin suits. The virtual ones, yeah, for the soul skin suit.
I mean,
I don't have the number, Frank.
a lot of this too is like lust and like, you know, any type, because and that could be slippery how you define it with the Bible, because Jesus seems to define it by even like looking at someone. Like if you look at a woman with lust, you're supposed to rip your eye out. It is better for one part of you to perish than your soul to burn in hell.
So, I'll take burning in hell for 2,000.
Yeah, because like think of like the digital harems.
I didn't, and I don't feel any different.
Yeah.
When does the hell start? No. Oh, he left.
He's not here.
I think he'd had enough of us.
Yeah, because no wonder pornography is such a big thing too. Then, because you know, for these Christians, because you know that's essentially you're looking at someone with lust. So, like, think of how many sins the average dude is now chalking up.
Is there a difference between lust and anger?
Not really. Sometimes.
Well, what about like hate fucking? That's not like, you know, that's not lust. That's more like punishment. Like isn't okay. So tell me this: when I think you know where I'm going with this. When the priests punish the altar boys with their penises, is that lustful?
Yeah.
Or is that just teaching them the ways of God?
We're testing that blasphemy boundary. Crow!
Mind the bird. I just want to know. I want to know if there's a difference between lust and hate fucking. Look, there's nuances here, Leif, that I'm gonna need some answers to before I just sign up to like give my soul away. I don't think that's unreasonable. I'm being entirely reasonable. I think I saw it twitch. The bird twitched.
Yeah, it's fucking so sad. It will always go there. It's all about power anyway. So why can't we open our eyes? You know, like we like to tie in everything, like fucking working in a church. You find people that try to out-righteous each other.
Okay, then I have a real question that is like basically every question. It's just like the one I just asked, except that everybody has their clothes on and no one's getting raped. Well, not exactly. So, do priests who do that sort of thing, whatever, you can rape little boys, whatever. Do priests, first of all, do you think they confess their sins
to other priests?
Do you think they do?
That's I read. I can't remember. I can't quote it because I can't remember where it was. But apparently, that's how you can admonish that sin.
And you can rape as many little boys as you want, and then
Brag
and that's
about
not just priests, right? Anybody can, right?
If you're strong enough. Yeah.
Or if the boys,
yeah, you see some of these boys, they're
boys.
doing deadlifts now, yeah.
Well, I'm going to be a Catholic, so I'm going to start early with weight training.
Oh, trying to feel bad now.
You know, it's funny. I do not feel bad.
Well, it is a horrible. How gross is it? The people that are spiritually supposed to protect us are actually the predators, and that's a fucking
exactly.
You know, like whatever.
Terry T got back to me.
Oh, what did he say?
He said, haha, yes, last time I checked, the bird was dead. Was going to tell you, I was in Fred Meyer yesterday, and an employee was complimenting my tattoos. You can imagine how I almost lost it when he asked me if I had any on my back.
Oh my God.
So, this is a Terry Tortellini, ladies and gentlemen, and his amazing wife made this piece of artwork here. What he's referencing this story that Terry and I were in this band with another guy by the name of Kelly Wheeler, and on the very first tour we did, it started in Chicago, so we had to get to Chicago. I'm good, thank you. So we got in the van and got on the 90. And then when we got, I'm not sure we were out of Washington State when Terry and Kelly decided to take acid. It's like, we're on a three-day trip. They got nothing better to do. A couple hours later, they're going pretty good. And we stop at a rest stop, and I'm in the stall taking a little dumpski, dropping a doozy.
Yeah.
Doozy Lizzy. And I hear Kelly talking about his tattoos, like coming down the hall at the truck stop, and he's like, yeah, you know, blah, and then he's still talking, and this kind of really dirty, kind of disheveled voice is like asking him. To me, it just sounds kind of like lewd.
Predatorial.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah. And so I kind of peek between the crack, and I see both their backs right when. And it's this little teeny troll of a truck driver. And he's like looking over at Kelly, kind of trying to get a little eyeball on his cock, you know. And he's like, yeah, I really like those ones on your neck. Have you got any tattoos on your back? Kelly's just like, nope, just right now. And I'm like, Rod. So Terry was in somewhere last night.
Kick his ass, Seabass.
Someone asked him if he had any tattoos on his back. That's what he's joking. So that's the story. You're welcome. Yeah,
dude, Ben can be creepy.
Yeah.
That's a creepy energy.
Yeah. It's sort of the same thing we were talking about. Like, so if that truck driver
was a priest,
chloroforms Kelly, takes him into his thing, has his way with him for weeks,
months,
years, and then he probably won't kill Kelly, but for this sake, let's say he kills him. Leaves his body to decompose out in the middle of nowhere. Can he then go to a priest and say, bless me, Father, for I have sinned? I mean, fucking sinned.
Yeah.
And I kidnapped this kid with he didn't have 2 tattoos on his back, so I thought I was safe. And then I chloroformed him, I kidnapped him, and I took him, and I had my way with him. All sorts of ways. Dozens, thousands of times. And then I killed him and left him for dead. Or I killed him, so he was dead. I left him dead. What?
Yeah.
Do 5 Hail Marys?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the New Testament says if you believe in your heart that Jesus is Lord and confess with your mouth, you shall be saved. So, Jeffrey Dahmer's in heaven technically.
Did he confess?
At the end, yeah, he became Christian right at the end.
Did he?
So it's a big like TikTok trend. Is Jeffrey Dahmer in heaven? And then they, go on to talk about of course, according to blah blah blah. Like, yeah, and it's not like forgiveness. If it's real, that's good. People can change. People can grow. I'm not talking about raping kids, but we're trying to take it down from.
I'm just trying to take clarity.
Trying to take it down from that. Yeah. Let me make a clarifying point.
I feel like we've been gone for a while, so I have some built up animosity and some pastor raping.
Well, that shit can be dextered out, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, that's my thought. It's like, well, what if they don't have time to ask for forgiveness? What if you just
kick their teeth in? Yeah. I mean, the evils too that I have a friend who will name unnamed, but he was raped by a female priest when he was 13. It sounds like it would be cool. I fucked his whole life up.
Yeah.
He's on the street still.
Really?
Yeah, he's been on heroin for like 20 years now.
I'm going to leave it alone.
Right. I fucked him up.
That's not fun.
Yeah. So it's like, it seems to be an innately human thing that once you get power, you just like, ooh, fucking.
Was it a pastor?
Yeah, it was. I forget what kind of denomination. I think it was one of those the speaking in tongues. What do they call that?
See, I want you to know that I do actually have a filter because what's in my head right now, I didn't say, even though it would be fucking hilarious. That's how fucking stupid
now
woke
you have
this
to
fucking.
say it.
No, I do not. You fucking goad me, young Christian boy. I shall not save a giant church.
Well, I was trying to make this point earlier that's really interesting. Not the earliest, but in the Old Testament, there's a book called Job, which I love. And the whole thing is about this guy and trials, all these trials that happen to him. But let me make sure your mic's still working. Yeah.
I think
Yep, it's working. And in that, the book opens in the throne room of God.
Yes.
And fucking Satan comes in.
Okay.
And it's not, it's actually weird. It's like there's a definite article. It's like the Satan.
Okay.
And an early translation of this in Hebrew would be, I think prosecutor, like a prosecuting attorney.
Right.
And he essentially kind of brings facts about Job to God. God's like, where have you been?
He's got it's got a dossier.
Fuck yeah.
It's like the Matrix.
Yeah.
Dude's got
Mr. Yeah, and God's like, where have you been? He's like roaming to and fro in the earth, and
that's what the prosecutor said.
Yeah, that's what say. Yeah. But I'm adding that because I always think of it scary. But the whole deal is he's like, have you considered my servant Job? And then he's like, yeah, you give him everything. You'll give him only nice things. He's rich. He's successful. And then basically God turns Job over to Satan. He's like, do whatever you want to. Just don't kill him. And it's like, that's an intimate working relationship between Satan and God. And I think, so Peterson, it's which is funny because, again, I don't agree with him on, so many things now, but I still quote him too much. But, his view on the Bible has caught fucking fire because...
Well, he's popular now.
Well, and it's also, maybe these stories aren't meant to be literal. Maybe they are, maybe they have a moral. Maybe the idea is that the world, God himself is going to judge you for everything you're fucking doing. And maybe if you live that way and think that way, it will align you towards a higher, better version of yourself and then therefore the whole world around you. Oh man, that's some high shit right there. Listen to that. I started listening to myself in the middle of that.
It's a sales call. It's a blanket sales manuscript.
And then does it work? Because you've been places and you've seen things, and
does it work? What does the Bible work?
Oh, it totally works.
Are you asking me that?
Yeah, we already know that though. It works too well.
Again, I think once you get the fish on the hook, it's really hard for them to get off. And that's societally.
Yeah.
All of the societies that are the most strenuously obliging, we're beaten into it with clubs and funeral pyre, and fire and having their original beliefs purged. It's like all of South America, all the brown people in the world had their thing, and the Catholics came, Christians came, and burned it out of them.
Well, at one point, Rome would assimilate. They would throw parades for their gods. Rome. They would they'd conquer people, and then
Rome was different. Though.
Yeah,
Rome would let you keep your own, and kind of give a tip of the hat to theirs, and then you're fine.
Yep.
Not Spain. not.
It's weird. They're so handsome. You think they would be insecure?
I know they were kind of handsome.
Yeah, they're always handsome. Yeah.
Cool names.
Cool names. I mean, they seem like they're packing. I don't know.
Well, I'm Spanish. You mean like weapons?
No. Wieners.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, I don't either. I took us down a cul-de-sac on accident. Yeah.
We haven't done this.
So you want to talk about jerking off now?
Suddenly, let's get high and jerk off turns into a podcast.